Welcome to Codex, History of Video Games. My name is Tyler Osby.
And I'm Mike Coletta.
And this week, it's a mailbag episode because Codex Hot Boy Summer is just about over, I think.
I like to think we just roll right into Codex Hot Boy Autumn.
Oh.
You know, here come the autumnal Hot Boys.
That's right. Us. Feeling autumnal.
Pumpkin spiced Codex.
That's right. So, this is I labeled this as August 2025 mailbag. Episode 335.
That sounds good to me. I think we're going to start doing dates instead of the numbering system I, for some reason, made before. I don't know why I did that. But hey.
For mailbags, I think it makes sense to throw dates on it so that people can know.
We're not going to go back and change those old ones because if I do, they'll reappear on your podcast feed. And that's really annoying. So we're not going to do that.
You don't want to go back and listen to all of our mailbag episodes?
I do. I just want people to do that by choice, not because I throw them on their app automatically.
Yeah, I get that.
So... But we got quite a few emails that we've had over Codex Hot Boy Summer that we've missed. So we're going to just kind of go into these emails today. We got a couple Discord things. I didn't do like a call out for stuff because we have so many. So with that, do you just want to read the first email here?
Yeah, I will. I'll read the first one here. The subject of it is History of Machinima. Hi, Mike and Ty, huge fan of the show. Been listening for a year now. You brought up doing a Machinima episode, and I think you really should. I've done Machinima primarily in Halo, but did you know it didn't start with Halo? It started with Quake, and it got popularized by Halo. Now it's popular with Fortnite and Minecraft content. There is a book about Machinima. I hope you have a good day, and my bunny says hi. Well, hi to your bunny.
Yeah, thank you. That's actually really good because... I would like a book about Machinima to go off of. I did not know it started with Quake, though. That's news to me. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Cool factoid.
Yeah. That sounds about right to me. I think the popularization moment was Red versus Blue. Man, there was all kinds of Machinima happening after that.
Yeah. I think it probably, like, Quake was probably first, and then popularization came with Red versus Blue, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth, all that stuff.
Yep.
That's good, though. Yeah, I really want to do an episode on that. We can add that to the long list of things we have to do still. So that's good. All right, next one is subject new podcast. Hey, it's Andre, your retro gaming friend from Greenville. Of course you guys need to do a current events gaming podcast. I'm sure you guys have known the release date for Grand Theft Auto for the last year and a half. Lol. I also believe that you need to put this episode behind the paywall. You got to get people excited to use Discord. Why have a Discord if you're not going to use it? It would make me want to pay $1 for a Discord. Just saying, I'm all about free media, but you guys work too hard. Spider butts, Andre. Thank you, Andre. So I guess we can kind of talk about this a little bit right now because Tyler and I are thinking about making some more changes to the podcast. Not bad changes, good changes. And I don't know, we've always been free because, to be honest, if it's free and we miss weeks, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we think about it.
Because we got jobs. Like we got lives. We just do this for funsies.
Exactly. And it would be nice to have a little bit of money because we do actually, like, everyone's like, oh, do you make money? It's like, no, we actually lose money doing this. We were paying for stuff to make this podcast run. And so it's like we want to do something like that. We just don't know how to do it. I mean, I like the idea of the Discord being open so people can talk on there, though. Like, if we were going to do some sort of paid walled content, it would be like another episode, I think. But it would have to be something that we both agree to do and we both want to do. And yeah, so we're working on it. We're working on that. That's something like we've been thinking about lately. At least I've been thinking about it a lot too.
Yeah, and there's maybe a world where we think about like running ads or something, and then maybe the paid version is sort of an ad-free version of that. I like that format with other podcasts that I have because I don't love like withholding content in that way, but to just like get the same thing, but like it doesn't have ads, that feels better for me. Like I just signed up for NPR Plus. It's like $8 a month, and just not having ads has been great.
Oh yeah, that's easy, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll do the no ads thing. I don't know.
We're working to
figure it out.
Yeah, we're still thinking about it, but we are actively. I know we've been a little bit inactive this Codex Hot Boy Summer. We keep calling it, but that is not indicative of us like trying to move away from this. It's just been a very busy time, and it would be cool to find ways to expand.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun life events and life drama is what I'll call it, but it's fine. Everything's fine, so we're good. But yeah, it's just been busy and weird. So, but we're done. I'm back. I'm done traveling until Christmas, so I'm good. I'm ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna think about that and kind of get back into it. Appreciate your email though, Andre. Do you want to read this next one from a voice we have not heard in a while on the podcast that I'm so excited to hear from?
It's from Grime Bucket.
Grime Bucket.
So we still do the Grime Facts.
Grime Facts,
Yep.
because of this listener.
Yep. Okay, so Grime Bucket. The subject is feedback. Hey, Mike and Tyler. Wanted to respond to your request for feedback in your most recent episode, which was probably a few episodes ago, actually. I like the idea of discussing gaming news, and I'm always interested in hearing your thoughts and perspective. However, personally, I'd hate to lose a week of history content. I offer a few solutions below. Please feel free to take them or leave them. You could release a bonus episode once a month or whenever a relevant topic comes up that focuses on current gaming news. Ideally, this would release on a different day of the week, so not Mondays. These bonus episodes could also be unscheduled and unannounced so that your listeners would get a happy surprise every once in a while, and you won't have the stress of feeling compelled to record and release something if there's not time or a good topic to discuss. You could add a current news segment to the end of an episode, ideally before the What You've Been Playing segment, which I think is a great closer. Again, this could be used on an as-needed basis. If there's nothing in the news worth talking about, then there's no segment. You could utilize a combination of both ideas above. If there's a big topic that needs a lot of discussion, you could devote a whole episode to it. If it's a short discussion, you add a segment to the end of a history episode. Either way, everyone is happy. I enjoyed the most recent opinions episode. I fully agree with Mike about not buying a console at launch, but my reasons are purely financial. Now that the Switch 2 is released, I plan to go out and find a good used Switch. I've been waiting a long time, but it will be worth the wait. Spider Butts. Brett Grime, a.k.a. Grime Bucket. P.S.
Oh, he's
still
got
get
a PS there.
Yeah, P.S. Still get a thrill every time you mention Grime Facts in an episode. So.
And you always will get a thrill. Well, maybe not you, but we'll always say
Yeah.
it. I can't guarantee the thrills.
Thanks,
but
Grimes.
Thank you,
Grime
Grime
Bucket.
Bucket. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
so that's good. I like those ideas.
I do too.
I like the idea of the surprise. Here's another episode.
Yeah, one that you don't
feels
feel
more
like
our
obligated
speed.
to. But if you got something to say, we drop a surprise episode. I like that. I a little bit less excited about like adding it to the end of an episode because I feel like that sort of dates the episode a little bit. I guess in a way that What You've Been Playing kind of does as well. So maybe it's not that big a deal. But I think there are a lot of people that will go back and listen to very old episodes of ours because they're just interested in whatever the game was and like to hear whatever the latest gaming news was in that day. I don't know, maybe that's interesting. Maybe it's kind of like a cool little time capsule. Like, oh, what were they talking about in 2023? So yeah, maybe there's something there. But yeah,
I also think that episodes, like some episodes we've done, you might have noticed it can be short and some can be really long. And if we add that on to the end of the episode and it ends up being a really long episode, that's just a lot I know a lot of people want longer episodes. It's a lot for me to edit. Okay. That's really what it comes down to. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's tough.
Right? It's tough. It's tough out here. I've learned so many skills through this podcast though. So that feels nice.
Good. That's great.
You know? It feels good. Yeah.
Me too. I do want to address his he talks about how he agrees with you on not buying consoles at launch. I'm here for that. I think that's a great reason to not buy a console because price goes down unless you live in current year and the prices of all the old consoles are going up because the Switch went up in price. The original Switch went up in price. The PlayStation 5 went up in price. And I think if Microsoft gave any cares at all about the Xbox, they would probably raise the price on it too. But I don't think they have because I don't think anybody's buying them anyway.
I'm so frustrated. I'm like so frustrated because I agree with Grimes too. Like that's how we would do it, right? Like patient gamers.
Yeah,
like that's what your whole thing was.
That's a great reason to do. Be like, I'll wait a couple of years. The price comes down $100. Great, save some money. There's lots of great games available. They're on sale too. That's a great reason to wait.
Also, I feel like there's this would be an interesting topic to talk about in an episode someday. There is a certain time period where after that, it doesn't feel like you're playing a retro game anymore. You know what I mean? Like a certain generation. I would say probably Xbox 360 and newer. To me, it doesn't feel as retro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think that's because there's like an inherent thing about the 360 that makes it feel more modern? Or do you think it's because like your idea of retro is relative to your age? And there are like 15-year-old kids who were not alive when the Xbox 360 came out now who are like, yeah, retro games. I want to play Halo 3.
See, and that's funny because I never thought about it that way because I thought for me it's about control schemes. Like Xbox 360 and like I would also say the PlayStation, that was PS3, right? The same generation. That's like when control schemes, especially for shooters, got more modernized, like everyone was the same. And that feels newer to me
Yeah.
than say like, for example, I played Battlefield Bad Company and I was like, this is kind of hard to play. And also the original Red Faction and Red Faction 2, hard to play because the control scheme was so different.
Yeah.
So like that to me feels like more modern. So like going and getting a Switch now, it probably feels great. You're gonna play Breath of the Wild, you're gonna play Tears of the Kingdom, you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild is
You're gonna have
pushing
such
10
a fun
years
time.
old now, and I mean, still feels good to me. And again, maybe that's like, maybe it's because your thought of what retro is sort of gets frozen in a specific time period, like relative to your age, or not. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm like, are there 10-year-olds right now who are like, Breath of the Wild, what a retro game?
Yeah, that'd be weird to me, man. That'd be super weird to me, but you're probably right. Like, it's all relative to you. So that would be so strange if someone told me they're like, you're playing Xbox? That's so retro. I'd be like, okay. It's like now when you're older and you hear like 90s alternative on the classic rock station, you're like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, this isn't
was my
classic rock.
childhood.
It's like Nirvana from 1989, and you're like, this is 36 years
Yeah.
old now.
Yeah.
Which,
it's a bummer. It's a huge bummer. But yeah, I think you're gonna enjoy yourself. Also, Grime Bucket, when you get to Eventide Island, you can email us, but just know that Tyler and I will feel it. We'll know when you're there.
Gosh,
because we can feel that.
Eventide Island.
That's our favorite thing. Eventide Island. It's the best. I still love how you told me about that, and you were like, "Go to Eventide Island." I'm like, "What's that?" And you're like, "I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Just go." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, so good."
That was like one of the last games I played where I truly felt that like that real sense of exploration that like you felt as a kid playing games. Like, because I just jumped off of the cliff in that bottom right corner of the map. I think it's bottom right corner and you just float forever to get to Eventide Island, and you have to have like certain stamina upgrades to even make it out there. And like, I didn't look that up. I didn't find it online. I just was like, I think there's an island out there. I think I can get there. And then I got there and I had a great time.
Which is so funny because you say that like exploration from your childhood, but that kind of exploration in those games from your childhood wasn't there. You just used your imagination to make it happen.
I know.
Right?
Like Hyrule in Ocarina of Time felt just as big as Hyrule in Breath of the Wild. They are obviously not comparable. Like Ocarina of Time, Hyrule is nothing.
Like the linear nature of it too, you know, like it's a little more. Yeah, you think it feels really open, but then you look back on it and you're like, oh, this is very not as open as I thought it would be. But as a kid, you feel that.
Yeah.
Like Mario 64 was the same way to me. Like felt the same way. So all right, we're getting sidetracked, but that's the whole point. So we're gonna keep going.
Yeah, these
Thank you for
whole
the
episodes
email.
are just side quests. Maybe we should call it Sidequest Mailbag August 2025.
That's a good point. It's a side quest.
Can I
That's what
can
we're doing
live
right now.
edit the text overlay as we go. Episode
I
text.
think you should. I think that would be fun to do.
Side
People will.
quest. Oh, now it's moved off of the. If you're not watching the video, this doesn't make any sense to you. But
It doesn't make any sense to you. What's funny is I can't see it from my point of view, so I just have to believe it's happening. That's what I have to do. So while Tyler does that, I'm going to get into our next email. McBreezy sent us 3 long emails that we hadn't read. I'm reading the most recent one we got. Apologies, McBreezy, but I will read your emails and I will reply to you just like an email would through text. But some of these are pretty long, so I wanted to go through this and this. We're going to start with this one. The subject line is "No one asked for this." Just a great subject line.
But we're going
All
to
right.
read it anyway.
We're going to read for it anyway. Sup, dudes? McBreezy here. I am finally close to being caught up on your podcast, which is fortunate, but also unfortunate. Do you realize that your podcast has seen 3 presidential administrations, a worldwide pandemic, botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, and has spanned multiple console generations?
I don't like
There
the
are some
thought that we have spanned 3 presidential administrations in the United
Oh,
States.
that
I don't
makes
like
us-
that. Makes me feel so old.
That makes me feel so old right now. Yeah. There are some other notable things that have happened since you started your podcast. I went from being a single dad of 2 to a married dad of 4. Ooh,
Whoa.
congratulations. Straight up doubled my net worth, dudes.
Heck
I
yeah.
gained a bunch of weight. Not your fault. Disney assassinated all of its major franchises.
Sheesh.
We got a teaser for Elder Scrolls 6 and literally nothing else. Starfield, the highly anticipated open world RPG from legendary studio Bethesda, hit the scene with a pop, not a bang. I like the game, but it's no Skyrim. Agreed. We still haven't gotten GTA 6. Maybe we never will. 343 Industries changed its name to Halo Studios, and they're switching to Unreal 5. Oh, man, that is big news. Also, this was before the GTA 6 date was dropped. This email was sent. So before all the people come rushing in saying that McBreezy is wrong, he didn't know. This was in the past. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion had a fantastic remaster, and it's infuriating that they made it in Unreal because Bethesda said they can't do Unreal because their special engine is needed to run their special games. But that was a lie, wasn't it, Todd? In all caps.
I will say the way that they did this, the way that, as I understand it is like Unreal built on top of their old engine. So like the underlying, like the physics and like the underlying systems are all still the old thing that I guess Todd needs to make his games. But it's like Unreal is what is like giving you the presentation. So it like has the graphics of Unreal, but it's still super jank underneath.
I love how in our eyes, it's just Todd at one computer making these games, and he has hundreds of people there just behind him, like supporting him every step
Just
of the
watching,
way.
clapping.
You know, that's how it works. Just clapping like, you're doing great, Todd. Shigeru Miyamoto is still alive somehow.
Oh, don't you put that evil out in the world. Don't you even say that.
Don't you do that. Russia straight up invaded another European country. Oh, gosh. Lots of stuff has happened in the last 7 years. 7 years. You guys are doing great. Never go away. Don't stop ever. Do this until you die. You all talked about the origin of the term noob and how it came from the British military. Oh, we're going way back here.
Dang.
It's not a term we use in the American military. Every branch has their own version of the word for a new join to the unit. Generally, someone fresh out of basic training in their job, school. In the Marines, we call this a boot. Not a boot like you would say for our Canadian listeners, but a and then boot. Sorry, I was just in Canada.
Like,
so
like
that's from my
footwear.
mind.
Like
Also, people in Canada, how do you not go to Tim Hortons every day? I love Tim Hortons. I can't get over it.
they're like,
Tim
how do you
Hortons?
not go to Dunkin' Donuts every day?
Oh man,
I would.
My wife hates Dunkin' Donuts. Have I told you about this?
No.
How Katie hates Dunkin' Donuts?
No.
Oh man, I'll talk to you about it after.
Is
the
it like
podcast.
is it because she doesn't like the taste, or is it so like a moral? I hate.
They have literally gotten her order wrong every time we've gone.
Wow.
And we've done this like 4 separate times traveling.
Wow.
And they've gotten her order. It's like they personally do not like her.
Dang.
And it's amazing. Yeah, sorry. So sidetrack. Okay, sorry. I just got excited about Tim Hortons because I was just in Canada for my honeymoon and I loved it. Okay, so the job is a pretty rough place and insult flies pretty regularly. So if someone really pisses you off, calling them a boot is a good way to set them off. Rumor is that boot is an acronym that means barely out of training or before one's overseas tour. What constitutes a boot and not a boot varies from job to job and unit to unit. In the infantry, you are a boot until you deploy. Once you deploy, you are no longer a boot. Some units don't deploy as much as infantry or even at all, so I'm sure they have different criteria for when one is no longer a boot. I don't know those, though, because they're all boots to me. That's a really good explanation. This is good. This is like, he's given us some terms here,
Yeah.
so this is fun. Then, as far as I know, the Army uses the term cherry because can I say that on the podcast? I don't know. How does that work?
They
How
use
does
the term
this
cherry.
work?
I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, if you want to know why, I'll explain it to you in the Discord. Or if you're listening to this and you're a minor, when you're older. Okay. I am not a soldier. The Navy has a unique one, which is polywog and shellback. In a tradition going back decades, possibly centuries, those who have crossed the equator are shellbacks, and those who have not are wogs. Whenever a ship is deployed and crosses the equator for the first time, a celebration known as Wog Day is held aboard the ship, where wogs are invited to join the court of King Neptune as shellbacks. Festivities are held where shellbacks haze the wogs for hours on end. It's just so funny because I have to censor as I go. McBreezy, clean up your emails, okay? It's a miserable but proud experience. One of the great things about a Polywog Day is it is limited to the naval services, Navy, Marines, and I guess the Puddle Pirates. I'm guessing that means the Coast Guard. And regardless of rank or time in service, everyone on the board is either a shellback or a wog. Watching a staff sergeant with 4 combat deployments, valor medals, and a Purple Heart low crawl through a hallway flooded with soap while the saltiest PFC with multiple divorces and multiple demotions rides him like a majestic green sea creature is a memory that will live with me forever. You have to kiss King Neptune's foot, always the saltiest sailor on board, usually some Master Chief well past his expiration date, just holding on to his last vestiges of military life. And at the end, they give you a card with your name on it that has King Neptune on it, officially confirming your status as a shellback. And as a shellback, you will never have to submit yourself to WOG Day again. It also guarantees you a place of honor in the court of King Neptune should you ever meet your demise while in naval service. I hope you enjoyed the email. Thanks for doing what you do. Mifala's Ample Rump McBreezy. Oh, thank you. That's good.
So I'm
That's
not
really
in the
good.
military. I don't know anything about anything. All of that sounds made up to me.
Really? You think it's made up?
I don't know. It just sounds that way.
Maybe that's the mystery.
Maybe. I don't
Okay,
know.
have we done a quick Google? Though?
Yeah, Navy WOG Day.
I mean, Polywog and Shellback, you look it up. The line crossing ceremony, it's real.
Okay, all
It's
right.
a real thing.
Polywogs to shellbacks. Okay, all right.
It's a real thing.
It's like Court
So,
of
yeah.
King Neptune. They're using all kinds.
That's
Okay,
pretty cool, though.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, I like anything where you get a cool club going.
Yeah.
You know, that seems kind of fun.
yeah. Okay,
So,
all right. I take it back.
all right.
It sounded
Yeah,
made up.
take that.
Isn't though.
I just want to let you know, McBreezy, I didn't doubt you. It was Tyler that doubted you.
Oh.
So just know that.
I'm just naturally a skeptic about
The
everything.
natural skeptic, Tyler Osby. Okay. Do you want to read this really, really exciting email we got about erosion control?
Yes.
Because I was so excited when this came into the inbox. Because if you don't recall, listener, in an episode a while back, we asked questions about erosion control, and now we're here. Someone responded.
Did you
And
want to
I'm
read
so
it because
stoked.
you're so excited? I mean, I'll do it if you want to hear me.
Yeah, I'll read this one, and you can read the next one
Okay.
about Jack Thompson.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So, hey, it's Wyatt again. First off, I'd like to apologize for not emailing sooner, as I know you were all interested in my erosion control job. Yes, we were, Wyatt. We were anxiously waiting. Basically, we make blankets of hay that get laid down on unfinished roads or grounds so that when there is bad weather, rain, snow, etc., the work that has been previously done does not erode. That's super
All right.
interesting to me. Is that interesting to you, Tyler?
Yes, sounds
Pretty-
made up to me. Just kidding. That
Oh. I just clocked off my shift, actually, and had a terrible night because I dropped the plate we used to pick up trash hay in the huge dumpster and had to fish it out. Oh, no. On top of that, our lead is the most toxic person ever. I apologize. That's a terrible situation to be in when you work with a toxic person. We've all been there. And if you haven't been there, it's going to happen.
maybe
to you
you're the
someday.
toxic
Watch
person.
out.
Oh.
Oh, maybe you are the toxic person. That's a good point. Okay. On a better note, you were all wondering what the aesthetics of the 2000s were, as in the nostalgia factor. I was born in 2002, and so I only remember glimpses of that time. But when I look back on it, the 2000s were very edgy and extreme. In quotes. Which, of course, stemmed from the 90s. The 2000s were also very mixed between anger and sadness. What I mean by that is the subcultures of that time really tied into the music. Just as you said, new metal, that was really in-your-face kind of stuff, like the Get Out of My Way stuff, I'd say. But there were also a lot of emo songs. Oh, yeah. And that's basically when the emo subculture started. You got Ohio is for Lovers by Hawthorne Heights.
Sorry. Yep.
That was really good.
Thanks.
That was
I'm trying
really
not to
good.
get us copyright, whatever. But
You don't want to get us struck down by the man. Yeah. So also Smile in Your Sleep by Silverstein.
I don't know
Do
that
you
one.
have a-
No, I don't have that
Okay.
one.
Both of which I got to see in concert.
Dude, nice.
So that's awesome. Yeah, that's really fun. So baggy jeans with baggy shirts, beanies, striped gloves, fishnets, piercings, etc. Of course, this is just one part of the 2000s, as there were many more aesthetics, such as kawaii girls in pink tracksuits and more. Lol. Also, I would like to add really quickly, I just have to start a podcast of my own. Oh, this is good. On horror, mystery, and spooky films, mostly from the 20s to the 50s. It's called The Valley of Macabre. Is it macabre?
Macabre.
It's just macabre.
Macabre.
Yeah, it's not macabre. I was an English major, and I just said Valley of Macabre as
Macabre.
my first instinct. Dude, I called like a facsimile transmission, like faxing, you know? I called it facsimile, and Katie looked at me so disappointed. the other day.
Facsimile. Is the C
Facsimile.
before
She's
the,
like,
it's before the S, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's facsimile, I thought. Or is it facsimile?
It's
Now I've
facsimile
lost.
is what is.
Is it facsimile? I think I called it facsimile then. I don't know.
Hey, you know, mispronouncing words is not something you should make fun of somebody for, because it means that they learned it from reading.
That's good. That's good. Thank you, Tyler, for making me feel better. Also, check out Valley of the Macabre. right?
Yeah.
There you go. If you are all interested, feel free to message me back and I will send you an unreleased episode, as none are out yet. If not, no worries. Okay, no one check it out then, because it's not out yet. But you can ask. If you put it out, Wyatt, this is Wyatt that emailed us. Wyatt, when you put it out, put it in the plug your project section of our Discord channel. That's where we tell people to put that kind of stuff so people can watch and listen. And I'll do it too, because I'm always looking for new podcasts. There you go. All right. Also, if you're looking for a guest, I'd love to come talk about video game memories and things, because I think that'd be really awesome again. If it's not, that's okay too. Anyways, thanks for dealing with my long emails. I can't wait for your next episode. Best wishes, Wyatt. Thank you, Wyatt. I mean, honestly, like, we should have people on. We should have more guests.
Dude, that could be a fun. I mean, thinking of things that like that if we were trying to think of like things to put behind a Patreon or something like that, could be fun to just like sit down with guests and just be like, let's talk your memories, and just like anybody, literally anybody, and that could be cool.
Oh, that'd be fun to do it with like Patreon.
Yeah, that could be fun. That could be fun. All right, well, we'll put that one in our back pocket. We're just like discussing all of our trade secrets out in the open here.
Yeah, all of our. I mean, yeah, the big trade secrets. Ooh, yeah. Wyatt, you found out our trade secret, which is us taking your idea and running with it. Okay. Thanks for the email, Wyatt. All right, you want to read the next one here? That's subject line is Jack Thompson.
Yeah. Hey guys, loving the Jacked series. Great work, smiley face. If you don't already listen to another gaming podcast called My Perfect Console, you guys would love it. In fact, I do. I have listened to many episodes of My Perfect Console. Each week, a guest from the video game industry or related talks through 5 video games that are meaningful to them to create their perfect console. And I mention it specifically because it has Jack Thompson on as a guest on one episode, and it is a really interesting one to listen to. Best wishes and keep up the great podcasting work. Cheers, Sean from London. Spider Butts. Is that still a thing? Yes. Spider Butts
it's still a thing. Also, we mentioned Sean's email previously in the episode on Jacked, but I wanted to read it again because it was like, yeah, Sean is the one that gave us the recommendation for this, and it was really interesting listening to Jack Thompson, the guy, talk.
Yeah, and it made, I don't want to say I was like sympathetic towards him, but it was like interesting to listen to like him say things with his own words, and he's not like a raving lunatic on this podcast. He was like, here's what I was trying to do. Maybe you don't agree, but like this is like, I don't know. I don't want to say it made him a little more reasonable, but I just like, it was nice to hear his voice, I guess. I don't know.
It humanized him,
yeah,
is how I will put it. But I also feel like, and the host of the podcast got a little like called out by their listeners being like, they didn't push that hard on Jack Thompson. But I honestly think they did, because Jack Thompson brought up how he didn't want to like destroy the industry, but there's quotes of him saying like, I will I will bury this company.
Yeah.
Essentially, I'll put these guys out of business like that. So it's like contradictory. And I feel like the podcast hosts of My Perfect Console did a good job of, is it called Perfect? Yeah, My Perfect Console did a good job of just doing just enough to call out Jack Thompson when he talked a little ridiculous.
He didn't let him get away with
with
saying things like, oh, they're training kids. He was like, well, okay, training is like a pretty strong word here. Like he pushed back enough, but this wasn't meant to be a debate about like relitigating all of the stuff that Jack Thompson had been doing for 20 years. Like that's not really what that episode was about, but it was very interesting to hear him say, and to hear him like, you know, regardless of what he said in the media in the past, and like maybe you can find stuff to refute what he said, but stuff like he thinks video games are actually really cool, and like for things like learning, or like there are some really fun ones that aren't. Like his whole deal was just like, I want to keep these violent games out of the hands of kids, which like if you sum it up that way, I don't have a problem with like the idea of like, yeah, maybe kids shouldn't play violent video games without their parents like being cool with it, right? I don't necessarily disagree with that. It's just all of the other stuff that he did.
Yeah, it was the methods he did at the time. Yeah. That's what like the problem was, because he would claim that, and then he would do the opposite, right? Like it didn't really make sense.
Right.
So, but it's a really good episode. Listen to My Perfect Console, even the other episodes too. It's a good podcast. It's really good. So thanks for the recommendation, Sean. I'm gonna read this next email with the subject, I love you guys. And the body text is, that's it. I really love you guys. Now, we don't know who this is from, but I will say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, firmly into the camera, I love you too.
I love you as well. It's probably my mom or your mom.
I don't know if it's Jackie or not.
You don't think
That's
it's
my
Jackie?
mom's name. I don't think it's Jackie. Maybe it's your mom then? I don't know.
Could be Patty.
Is it Patty? Is it Patty or Jackie? Who is it? Who's telling us they love us and not signing their name? But we love you back. Some say this would derail a podcast. I think these moments of silence while we ponder love is better.
That's right.
That's what I think.
That's right. Moments of silence while we ponder love. That's an album name for sure.
That's our R&B album that you and I are going to come out with. Tyler and Mike, Moments of Silence While We Ponder Love. And it's called Hot Codex Boy Summer. That's what we're called.
That's our artist name, Hot Codex Boy Summer.
Hot Codex Boy Summer. Hot Boy Codex Summer. Okay. I didn't read this. I read the short one because I want you to read this next one because you have some media lined up to share with the group. Because this is a really, really interesting email we got that explores some more about the Kinect.
Yeah.
The Xbox Kinect.
Yeah, so the subject is Xbox Kinect camera outside of gaming. Hello, Mike and Tyler. Love your podcast. I've been listening to both of you on my commute to work. Listening to your latest episode on the history of Xbox 360 reminded me of how geo-environmental engineers were using the Xbox Kinect camera. About 8 years ago, I worked at a mining engineering consulting firm that used the Kinect camera to show how water collected depending on the terrain elevations. It was basically a sandbox with the Kinect perpendicularly perched on top pointing to the sand. The Kinect was hooked up to a PC. What you would do is make mountains or hills in the sand, and the PC using the Kinect camera radar would, so the PC using the Kinect camera radar would predict and show how water collects or flows around these hills and mountains. Check it out, the link below to get an idea of the action, and then he links like a YouTube video. My firm's wasn't quite as fancy as looking as what you see in the link, but it worked in a similar fashion. It was pretty cool. Okay, so I want to play just like a little bit of the video that he linked in a follow-up email here because it's so cool. So this is the still frame here. If you're not watching the video, I'll try to explain what's going on here. But we're looking at the still frame of the YouTube video that looks like a topographic map being projected from a projector onto some sand, which is literally what it is. So I'm gonna hit play real quick. And so you can watch the guy. He is moving the sand around in the sandbox. And the projector is like updating in real time what the topography looks like if you were to make a topographic map out of it. So it just looks really cool. And then you can see how water would flow if you were to like dig holes and stuff in it. It like shows you how the water kind of flows. It's very neat. Something that like I kind of want to build, except for it uses 250 pounds of sand. And I wouldn't do anything with it but go neat. And then
walk away from it. And you'd be like, what's that 250 pounds of sand doing? Oh, it was a little experiment I was working on.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that like needs to be in like a children's museum or something, you know, that's like, oh, dig around in the sand and the image that's being projected onto the sand like changes as you do that. And it's using the Kinect and its depth sensors to make that happen. It's very cool.
So you know what you need to do then, Tyler? You need to contact a children's museum and say, hey, can I build this for you? And then they take it. And then you get the experience of building it without having to deal with the repercussions of maintaining it and seeing it.
That's a great idea. I'm actually not opposed to that. That's a great idea. We'll think about this. Idea, right? I can't build this in my apartment, but maybe someday when I have more space.
Do you want to build it in my backyard?
Yes.
I can ask Katie.
Okay.
See if she's cool with it.
All right, I'm coming over.
Katie, Tyler's coming over to play in the sandbox.
I'm coming over. We're playing in the sandbox in your backyard. But you kind of have to do it inside, I think, because it's a projector and it probably doesn't work. Well, you could do it at night, I guess.
Yeah, we just
you
do it at
want a bunch of light. So we build it in the daytime, and then at night we play in the sand.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
And we're just gonna we spend all day working on it, and we twirl the sand around for like 5 minutes. We're like, oh, that was pretty cool. Want to go play Mass Effect together, but separately?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
It's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, that was from Derek, by the way. Thank you for sending us that email, Derek. That's really interesting stuff because we did ask for what practical applications of a Kinect, and so you provided a great one. That was awesome. Between that and erosion control, a very educational episode.
That's true.
I would say. That's right. So we got a couple Discord messages that I wanted to read. So if you say in Discord, like if you post in the Mailbag channel, we're gonna say your name. So this is from Anime Born. Just finished 280, episode 280. So I don't know if y'all ended up watching Dragon Ball Z, but if you still haven't, instead of watching the OG, instead you can just watch Dragon Ball Z Kai as it cuts out all of the filler and reanimates it to make it modern. Or if you really want to play a video game, you can play Kakarot, Kakarot, K-A-K, Kakarot. It retells all of Dragon Ball Z, and there's a lot of really good side quests to add to the story, and it's still getting DLC for newer Dragon Ball stuff. That is a great recommendation. Thank you for saying that to us, Anime Born. I just wanted to read a rec. We get some good recs in the Discord.
I've watched
good recommendations.
I've watched like 5 or 6 episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and it's great. It is like an official version. It's not like a fan sort of like took out all the filler episodes. It is like an officially redone version that is not 500 episodes long, but still tells the whole story of DBZ, which is cool. I've only watched a few episodes, but yeah, it's cool.
Do you want to read the final Discord message here?
The final one from Griffmeister. Just joined the server to give some love for the show. I listen to a lot of gaming podcasts, and yours has entertained and interested me for the last couple of years. I enjoy your chilled style and dry wit, probably because I'm an Englishman. Keep doing what you're doing, lads. Thanks, Griffmeister.
There's a muscle arm emoji. Yeah.
Yeah.
Muscles. That was it. That was all our episode our mailbag mail today.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to do this because we've been gone so much, but we're back now. And so we're going to continue talking about the book Jacked next week, and we're getting close to finishing it. We're getting through it, which is good. But with that, Tyler, what you been playing?
I have made it to a point in Bravely Default on Switch 2 where I captured all of the crystals or freed all of the crystals. And what I thought was going to be sort of a like walk, maybe a march to a final dungeon and maybe get some side quests done, turned out it was like in the storyline, it's like, you think you did all those crystals? Guess what? Do it again, but it's harder this time. And then I looked up a guide.
Bad.
And then I looked up a guide and it was like, yeah, do it like 3 or 4 more times and harder every time. And I was like, and I'm not at the point where I can just like sort of spam through and just like power through. Like the battles are hard. And so like I need to find a place to grind out some levels. Cause like I'm like 30 hours into this game. I'm a little bit over it. And like,
dude, that feels really bad.
Yeah. So I haven't played it in a little while and it's kind of soured me on games in general. Right now, I have not played much in the last week or so. I've been messing with, I got this old iPod Classic that I have put a big old battery in and upgraded the storage on it. So I've been just playing around with that right now. And I've had a busy couple of weeks at work. So I've kind of been just coming home and going to bed.
I don't blame you, man. I get that. Dude, I have an iPod Classic like that exact same one. Video?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we can.
Is it 60 gigs?
This one was 80 gigs. It is 256 now.
Okay. Then I think I have that one, but it's one of the first one to shoot video or watch. You can play videos back on.
Yep.
That's the one that I had. Yep. Yeah. Gosh, I miss those. I miss the clicky clacky wheel.
Modding it is actually surprisingly easy and not very expensive, depending on what you want to do.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you about that then because I have my old original one. Yeah. All right, well, do you want me to tell you what I've been playing?
Yes.
Because I have been playing some games.
Good.
So I talked about, I beat Wargroove, started playing some more Advanced Wars Reboot Camp, but it got kind of hard. That's fine, but I'm still working on that. Then I beat the Battlefield 3 campaign because I watched a no-clip documentary on it, and I realized I had never played the Battlefield 3 campaign. And I beat it in about 4.5 hours. So it's worth it. It's good. It's fun. It has a little bit of like dated, a little dated shooter weirdness to it because they were kind of experimenting with QuickTime events, but they weren't that bad. They weren't unforgiving. They gave you a lot of time to click on the thing, which was good. But it was a cool story. I liked it. And Battlefield, I jumped in at 4. So I never played a lot of 3. Yeah. So it was really fun. And honestly, I am kind of on the hype train for Battlefield 6. Refuse to pre-order, but I will get it when it comes out, hopefully, if it seems good. Because my brother and I want to play it, and I have friends that want to play it too. And
it seems like it's like from the betas and stuff. I played like one match of it, which it felt like Battlefield to me. But it seems like the way people are talking about it online that this might be a good one.
Yeah, I just see a lot of the same old Battlefield shenanigans. Like you're in a jet. You get out of it, you shoot a person in another jet, and then you get into their jet and skyjack them at the same time and go fly.
Like the
yeah. Or you cover a Jeep in C4 and then you drive it into a bunch of tanks. Like that kind of fun stuff. That's like the classic Battlefield experience. So I like that a lot. And then recently, as in like 2 or 3 nights ago, I started playing Mass Effect 3 finally.
Oh, so I was watching you the other night.
In the throes of Mass Effect 3. I love it. I don't know why it took me so long. Well, I know why it took me so long because I was like kind of like I wasn't really feeling it. You know how you get into like a certain mood? For me, it's genre and theme, right? So I'll be like in like a fantasy mood and I'll play like a fantasy game for a while. I'm all up in sci-fi right now. That's what I'm feeling. So, and I just feel good because there are a lot of weird, subtle Star Trek references I've noticed in Mass Effect. Like I told you about the poker table on the Normandy on the side, and then I forget how much the shuttles on the Normandy just look straight up out of Star Trek.
Yeah,
like
they
the
do.
passenger shuttles. Like it's just so kind of funny, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So I kind of took a break on Warhammer Rogue Trader to play this instead because I was feeling this a little more. But I'll go back to Rogue Trader. But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of games, and it feels kind of good. But it's a good time, and we'll talk off pod, Tyler and I, about where we want to go with this. I think is kind of our next plan here. But that was some really good suggestions from people as far as like the current event stuff goes. That's kind of exactly what we were looking for and what we needed, because we want to do this in a way that, like, for me personally, we want to be able to pay for the podcast through the podcast, right? We're not like trying to make buttloads of money or anything. That's not our goal. Our goal is to just like make it so the podcast pays for itself, because in the end, we still do this for the love of the game, and we don't want to upset people and deter them from listening to this. So if that means maybe having some ads and then offering an ad-free version for Patreon to subscribe to, maybe we do that. I don't know. We'll talk about it. So yeah. But all in all, great episode. Good to be back. Pumpkin Spice Codex.
That's where
coming
we're at.
Soon. We should just base all of our Codex things off of the nearest holiday season that we're coming into.
That's a good
Well,
idea.
that would mean a Halloween Codex.
It's
almost
still
spooky time.
August. We can't be talking about Halloween yet.
Dude, TikTok begs to differ. I'll tell you that much.
Spirit Halloween begs to differ.
Yeah,
All the
Spirit
Joannes are
Halloween's-
now Spirit Halloween.
Oh man, Joanne Fabrics.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Joanne Fabrics. All right. Well, on that sad note of a hobby store, with that, Tyler, do you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.